please. Ms. Pena, you are charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. On January 24th, 2025, the officer observed the defendant's vehicle in front, following a vehicle very closely at the 2800 block of Center Street in Harris County, Texas. An NCIC search showed an unconfirmed insurance status with no match found within the last 45 days. The traffic stop was then conducted, and the officer made contact with the defendant, the driver of the vehicle, and the officer observed red bloodshot eyes, strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, and the defendant stated she got off work, smoked marijuana, and went to a local bar where she had one beer. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted, HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 4 out of 8, one leg stand 3 out of 4. The defendant stated her level of intoxication would rank 4 on a scale of 1 to 10, and the defendant was read the DIC, and she consented to breath. The results were 0.053 and 0.056. The defendant then refused a DRE evaluation, and a consensual blood draw was completed.
Notice this detail: her breathalyzer results were below the legal limit of 0.08, but she's still facing charges. Why? Because impairment doesn't always depend on the number. Even a lower reading can count if the officer believes driving ability was affected. Do you think that's fair, or should the number alone decide guilt?
Okay. So how many other DWIs does she have?
It was just one prior in 2022, Your Honor.
NCIC?
I ran it, Your Honor. There's only the one prior.
The other PCS that was right afterwards, right? Oh, so they were both, okay.
They were both dismissed, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Oh, have you run her license?
It's eligible, Your Honor.
I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming anything, I'm going to revoke your bond, put you in jail. Do you understand? Do you need a lawyer today, ma'am? Okay, I'll have you fill out an application. I'll take a look at it and see whether you qualify, and I'll appoint your lawyer today. If you don't have a license, don't drive. If you don't have insurance, don't drive. Above all else, don't consume alcohol or illegal drugs. You understand? Okay, please.
Good morning. Good morning.
So you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On January 25th, 2025, the officer arrived on scene and made contact with another officer who had been en route to a burglary and observed the defendant's vehicle traveling in the middle of a two-way road. That officer had pulled over to the right as far as possible, slowed down, and the defendant still struck the patrol vehicle on the front left side. The officer stated that the motor vehicle continued to drive, turned into an apartment complex, and the officer pulled up behind the vehicle as it was waiting for the gate to open. The defendant exited the vehicle, and the officer made contact with the defendant. The defendant stated he did not know who he had struck, and the officer observed red glossy eyes, slurred speech, a strong odor.
Well, this defendant actually struck a patrol car and kept going. That instantly makes the case much more serious. It's one thing to get pulled over, but hitting law enforcement property puts the stakes way higher. What would you say if you were the judge here? Strict penalty, or do accidents happen?
Alcoholic beverage. Standard field sobriety tests were administered. HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 5 out of 8, one leg stand 2 out of 4. The defendant read the DIC and consented to breath. The results were 0.141 and 0.145.
Mr. Orion, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or any kind of illegal drugs, you will go to jail. No more PR bonds for you.
And there's no license on file, Your Honor.
Prior DWIs?
No prior, Your Honor.
Okay. If you do not have a Texas driver license and liability insurance, Mr. Oriana, you are not allowed to drive. You will be signing a promise with me today. I hope you take this seriously. This is the only warning that you will get. I don't know what your immigration status in this country is, but if you're not in this country with permission, and you go to jail for any kind of any kind of period of time, it's very possible that immigration finds you, puts a detainer on you, and you will be stuck in custody until this case is over with, and then you will be shipped off to immigration. Do you understand?
Lo entienden.
Do not
Yes.
drive, do not consume alcohol or illegal drugs. Otherwise, it's not going to end well for
No
you.
le va a ir bien a usted.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Tell me, did you want to apply for a court appointed lawyer?
¿Quiere solicitar un abogado de planta?
Sí,
Yes.
All right, I will give you an
Está bien. Le voy a dar
application.
una aplicación.
I will take a look at it,
Entonces la
see
miro.
whether you
A
qualify
ver si
for
usted
a.
cualifica para un abogado.
I'm gonna have you come up here, swear to us that you're not gonna drive. I will get you to Victoria where you will sign a reset. You will then get with Fatima for your bond conditions, and after that, we'll have you take your seat in the jury box, sir. Mr. Alfaro, you are charged with harassing communication. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On August 26, 2022, the officer was dispatched to a harassment call and met with the complainant, who explained she had broken up with the defendant on August 20th after dating 2.5 years. The defendant came to the complainant's parents' home early in the morning of August 21st and began knocking on the door and refused to leave. The defendant got into an altercation with the complainant's brother, and the complainant then went to work, where she received phone calls and text messages. The complainant responded in text asking for the defendant to stop contacting her. And over the next 2 days, the defendant continued to text the complainant asking to just talk. On August 24th, the complainant went to the defendant's apartment to retrieve her belongings. And upon returning to her parents' house, the complainant observed the defendant circle the area. On August 25th, the complainant's father observed the defendant parked down the street.
Now we've shifted from DUI cases to a harassment charge. And listen carefully, the complainant reported over 100 text messages and even workplace contact. This is where legal boundaries cross into personal safety concerns. Quick question for you, should repeated unwanted texts alone be enough to land someone in jail, or does it take physical presence to cross the line?
5 p.m. that day, the complainant's friend observed the defendant had been driving past the complainant's apartment, and the complainant observed the defendant driving around her parents' neighborhood and parked outside for a while before leaving. The defendant then attempted to contact the complainant by phone and text messages, as well as driving to the complainant's place of work and contacted the complainant's work asking to speak with the complainant. The complainant stated she has received 50 calls and approximately 100 text messages, as well as 15 to 20 calls from some unknown number.
So far, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward into your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case. Do you understand? I don't care what you're doing. I don't care where you're going. I don't care what color you are. If I find that you try to have any kind of contact, I'm going to put you in jail. Do you understand? How old are you, sir?
25.
Did you want to apply for an appointed lawyer, sir? Okay. Can you file the conditions, no contact and no weapons, please? I'm going to give you an application now.